Hey, hi guys. So let's start with a new chapter. That is the first chapter of our economic laws, that is Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Very simple chapter, comparatively very small chapter, having an average weightage of approximately 8 marks. So, yes, it's important. Plus a common chapter for your paper 4 as well as paper number 6D. At least this chapter is common. Yes, there is some difference in content between paper 4 and paper 60, but at least the basics you can understand from here itself. Okay. So before we start with the chapter, before we enter, before I tell you what do you mean by this term called as money laundering, etc., can you guess? Okay, even though these are your video lectures, then too at least you can talk. Okay, that's all right. So what do you mean by the term money laundering? First of all, money laundering is a generally used term, or we see it in news, we see it in newspapers, etc. You must have definitely heard about it. What do you mean by the term money laundering? In our language we can call this as the conversion of black money into white or something like that. Okay, this is the word that we use, or this is the statement or the sentence that we use in our day-to-day activities, that is conversion of black money into white money is called as money laundering, etc. So yes, I'll tell you, partially you are correct there. Now, conversion of black money into white, this is a common thing which happens. This happens in India, not only in India, but this happens across the globe. Okay, this is the biggest problem. This is the biggest issue that everyone is facing, not only in India, but even outside India. So what Indian government has done is to reduce such type of activities. We all know that money laundering is not a good activity for the economy, right? It's not a good activity for the economy. So to reduce such type of activities, what our Indian government is going to do is, or what it has already done, the steps that it has already taken is, it has formed a law for it. Okay, law for what? For conversion of black money into white money? No, the law is not for that. The law is for prevention of this activity called as money laundering. Okay, the law is for prevention of money laundering. I hope I'm very, very clear till here. Yes, so this is one step that the Indian government has taken, and many more other steps, like in India also, we'll study in the act also. Plus, India has become a part of international forums also, where many countries come together and they discuss these common problems. So India is a part of that also, something called as Financial Action Task Force. Okay, this is just for your general knowledge I'm telling you. Something called as Financial Action Task Force. India is a part of that also. Let's try to understand. Uh, in India, say for example, if there is a particular person who is earning some illegal money. Okay, illegal money means money earned out of illegal activities. If any such person is earning illegal, then the illegal earning. Example, any amount that any person has obtained out of kidnapping, any amount that the person has obtained out of murders, any amount that any person has obtained by doing scams. Okay, any amount that any person has got by taking bribes. Okay, we will not show in our books that I've kidnapped someone and I've got this money. Okay, we will try to hide the identity of such earnings. Okay, we will try to hide the identity of such earnings. This activity of hiding the identity of these earnings is called as money laundering. Okay, this activity is called as what? This activity is called as money laundering. That's written here in the first paragraph. Okay, that's written here in the first paragraph. It is a highly sophisticated act to cover up the identity, to cover up the identity of illegally obtained earnings, smuggling, murders, attacks, bribes, etc. Whatever I told you now, so that it seems, okay, or it looks as if the amount has been derived from lawful sources. Means we will try to show as if the money has been earned from legal sources. We have not done any kidnapping, murder, bribes, etc. This activity, okay, here the word act does not mean the PMLA act. Your act means the term activity. Okay, this is the process. We can say this is the process of doing money laundering. Okay, and now then we have formed this particular act called as PMLA, where we are going to, okay, where we are going to reduce these type of activities. We are trying to reduce these types of activities, right? Okay. Now, let's understand the next thing. Now see, if Indian government has formed this particular law, okay, if Indian government has formed this particular law, then we will be having some set goals. Okay, we will be having some set purposes, that what are we going to ultimately get by using the provisions of this particular law. Okay, now first of all, we are going to prevent, okay, we are going to stop, we'll try to stop such type of wrongful activities, that is the activities of money laundering. We will try to stop that. Okay, this is one such main goal, because the name itself says Prevention of Money Laundering Act, right? The next thing is, now many a times it so happens that, say for example, any person kidnapped me, okay, some person kidnapped me, and now I got some money because of that, okay. That person got some money because of kidnapping me. Okay, say for example, Mr. X wanted Arpita to be kidnapped. So Mr. X paid money to the kidnapper. Can I say now kidnapper got some amount out of it? If kidnapper can keep that amount with himself in cash, or he can purchase some property out of it, he can purchase some jewelry out of it, right? He can purchase house property out of it, right? So now what to do with that house property, what to do with that jewelry, etc.? Those properties can be confiscated. Okay, those properties can be confiscated by the Indian government, that is by the central government. Those properties can be confiscated. See, if you're keeping in cash, then we can confiscate the cash. If you're keeping in some kind of property, any kind of property, okay, it can be, I just gave you the example of jewelry property, but it can be any kind of property. So those properties can be confiscated. That is basically there is giving a punishment to that particular person, that since you did this activity of money laundering, we are going to take this particular step. Reduce, or we are going to stop. That is the term that they use is combat. Combat means to reduce or to stop. Okay, to reduce to very lowest. That is to combat channelizing of money. Those are reduced, those are totally just reality. What's the difference between the first one and the third one? In first one, the people who are doing the activity of covering up the identity, means where they were trying to show as if the money has been earned from legal sources only, where they were trying to cover up the identity, we are going to stop that. And here, overall, in a very broader sense, okay, in a very broader sense, we will not stop altogether, we will stop this activity of money. So, see, ultimately everything goes in a straight line only, okay, but these are the main and the basic purposes of our particular PMLA, right? Now, what they have done is, they say that money laundering can be divided, or it can be done in 3 stages. Okay, the people who do money laundering, they do this in 3 stages. What are those 3 stages? It is a single process. Okay, it is a single process, but it has 3 stages. Now, what are those 3 stages? Let's try to understand. It's very, very simple. Okay. Now, first one is something called as placement. Next one is something called as layering. And the third one is something called as integration. Okay, 3 things are there: placement, layering, and integration. This is how money laundering happens. Now, what are we going to do here? Okay, just try to understand what are we going to do. Now, first of all, to start money laundering, we all have at least understood that there will be some criminal activity that will be happening. Okay, there will be some criminal activity that will be happening. So, say for example, kidnapping happened, murder happened, bribe we have taken, or anything of that sort, some activity has happened, and some person has earned money out of it. He has done the crime, someone has kidnapped me, okay, he has earned the money. Now the money has been earned, which he will try to show as legal money or illegal money. Yes, this person will try to show as if the money has been earned. He will try to show as if the money has been earned by legal sources, whereas we know the truth that this money is actually an illegal. Very clear with this? Okay, now listen. So now the money has been earned. So we say that the crime money is now going to come into the system. Okay, the criminal money or the crime money will now come into the system. Now, what this person is going to do is, he will try to cover up. Okay, he will try to cover up the identity. Okay, how is he going to try to cover up the identity? Just try to understand. Okay, a very simple and a very basic example that I am giving you. Say for example, some person has earned 10 lakh rupees by kidnapping Arpita. Okay, some person has earned 10 lakh rupees by kidnapping Arpita. Now, what he did was, he gave this 10 lakh rupees, out of this 10 lakh, he gave 5 lakhs to his relative as gift. He showed 5 lakh rupees as gift to his relative. Okay, so balance 5 lakh, what he did was, okay, every month he started depositing 5,000 rupees merely, a very petty amount for this particular transaction. He started depositing 5,000 rupees in bank on monthly basis. Okay, so he thought that in the next 100 months, okay, in the next 100 months, that is in the next few years, the entire amount will be ultimately kept in the bank. Now, when we go and deposit 5,000 rupees in the bank, say for example, we do it via ATM. Okay, nobody is going to ask me that why are you depositing 5,000 rupees in the bank? No one asked that. So slowly and steadily, this illegal money is getting converted into legal money. See, if it has come into my bank, then can I say the money has become kind of the money till the time no one questions us, till that time this money is not legal money, right? This process of diverting in different places, giving to relatives, putting in bank, or purchasing jewelry out of it, or whatever it is, diverting the money here and there, this particular stage is called as layering. Okay, this means spreading the amount over various transactions. Spreading the amount over various transactions. Very clear with this? Yes? And then, after this, the last stage. Okay, the last stage is called as integration. Now, as soon as the entire transaction is completed, that is after 100 months, my entire money, this 5 lakh is with my relative, given as gift, which I have shown as drawings in my book. This 5 lakh rupees is put in my bank. Ultimately, the entire amount is finished, right? Since the entire amount is finished now, means the illegal money which we had earned out of kidnapping, that has got mixed with my legal money and the game is over. Right? So now it is such that I have not done any illegal activity. It's that the entire amount that is kept in my bank has been earned out of legal activities, and the kidnapper is very happy that he successfully converted his illegal money into legal. Very clear with this? So placement means he did the activity, he kidnapped me, he earned the amount. Then he spread that amount over various funds. And then that money got converted into legal money. Free that, okay, my entire work is very clear with this? Okay, this is called as money laundering process. Okay, this is called as money laundering process, which has been. Okay, see, there are very less chances that you will get a direct question on these 3 stages, but yes, MCQ type of question, or at least for your understanding, this process is very, very important. I hope you have understood till here. Yes.